Palace 3, United 1. Joined by Chris here for the fan cam. Chris, I did not expect us to score 3 goals. What a result for Palace today. What's your thoughts on the game?
I'm buzzing, man. Absolutely buzzing. I couldn't believe it myself. Could not believe it. Scoring 3 goals at Old Trafford. Come on. I know we've had a couple of good results in Manchester recently and all that, but that was beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, the way that we were set up with Hodgson in the first half and even in the second half, I think yes, they did score a goal in the second half, but I feel like for the majority of the game, we played it smart. We really dominated tactically. Hodgson got the better out of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We saw it with, going forward in the counter-attack. Wilfried Zaha, absolute threat. In defense, Sheiko Kiate once again had a brilliant game. Mamadou Sakho, who I wasn't too sure of. Both ends of the pitch, we mastered it.
Yeah, we was comfortable throughout, to be fair. Like when you go to Old Trafford, when you go to the big, because remember, we're Crystal Palace, yeah? So we still have that underdog vibe and everything. Like us fans, we've been through it all. So when we go to the big clubs, there's still that like in the back of our mind, we're not going to get anything. We just hope, you know what I mean? And then to see a performance like that for 98 minutes, 97 minutes, come on. It was beautiful. So many players played beautiful.
Exactly. Let's talk about one player in particular, Wilfried Zaha, captain for the game, and the performance that he had against Southampton and now against United. This man is unstoppable. Once again, 3 goals in 2 games now for the season, and wow. I think his new role under Hodgson has absolutely changed him because he has less defensive duties, and now I expect it from him. I expect him to go every game and at least be a threat by getting an assist or a goal.
Yeah, it's a weird one. He's got some fire in his belly. Like, he started the season well. It's funny enough. It's almost like he's just come out of the gulag and he's ready. He's ready to go straight back in. Do you know what I mean? Like 3 goals in 2 games. You look at his stats the last couple of seasons and whatnot. I think not last season, the season before, he did well scoring and everything. But last year, not so many goals. And, if he wants to move for 80 mil, 70 mil, he needs to pop up with the goals. And 3 goals in 2 games, what can you say? Like, he's putting the performance in. And as a captain, it sort of surprised me because he's got that hot head vibe about him. You know what I mean? Like, when someone goes in hard, he's like, he loses his cool. So to see him lead from the front line, it was lovely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he controlled it today. I mean, Maguire went at him a couple of times, but he didn't lose his calm. He stayed as calm as he could. I remember I could see it in his face. He wanted to go at Maguire, but I think he realized that he was captain, and then he tried to remain calm. And then, of course, another player that I want to mention is Jeffrey Schlupp, because before the game started, people were talking about Eberechi Eze, he should start, or Jeffrey Schlupp should get dropped off because Eze offers more going forward. But today, I'm sorry, but Jeffrey Schlupp defensively, Jeffrey Schlupp going forward, he was top notch and arguably my man of the match.
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny with Jeff because, like, whenever Schluppy's on the starting 11, people always sit on the fence. They go, nah. And I'm one of these people that, he's played, what was it? 100th game, I think they said. 100th game for Palace, right? And to be fair, he doesn't get he gets a lot of criticism. He doesn't get a lot of plaudits from us Palace fans. And I think like last season, he scored the winner against Bournemouth and whatnot. And that was a great performance in itself. And then today you saw him just like, when he's got on the ball and he's running through the middle, it's like no one can tackle him. It was just like, go on, Schluppy, go on.
Yeah, exactly. Like no one could stop him. He had the pace, he had the strength, he had the footwork, and I was actually kind of surprised when he got substituted in the second half because normally Roy doesn't do that. When it's going well for him, he likes to keep it as it is. But I feel like that was a smart substitution because Eze still offered more going forward. But overall, 2 games played now. I don't want to overreact, but the way that we've changed tactically under Hodgson, are you feeling a bit more? I'm not saying Europe or anything like that, but are you feeling a bit more optimistic about this season so far from what you've seen in these 2 games?
Well, put it this way, I think if Wilf stays, we don't know what the situation is with Wilf at the moment. You can look at it one way and think, all right, Palace are buying all these players and whatnot. and then we're going to get a good bit of like, a good bid for Zaha, and then go, okay, we'll offset that money with the players we brought in. We don't know. Like at the end of the day, we're bringing in these players, and they're not getting in the starting 11. And this is where we need to trust Roy. Roy's been there for a couple of seasons now. He knows what he's doing. Eze got a knock, I think, for England, and then he played the Bournemouth game midweek, and I think it's only natural. There's a lot of expectation from us Palace fans. Whenever we buy someone, I think if you go back years and years ago, we were never really an attractive prospect for players, and it took a while to get someone like Cabaye in, and then Cabaye was the marquee signing, and then all of a sudden that started a little trend with Sakho, Benteke, and I know Benteke hasn't worked out great in the last couple of seasons, but I think with Eze you just got to give him a bit of time, and I think it's really good that Roy can mix it up with a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, and we've got players coming off the bench. With 10 minutes to go, we bring on Batshuayi. A few years back, 10 minutes to go, we're bringing on a defensive midfield. Yeah, okay, yeah, Doyle or like Andrew Johnson back in his prime, like 39 years old, 38. So it's good to see those options coming off the bench, and one player in particular, Mitchell at left back, coming in, doing a job, and that ball to Schlupp for Townsend's goal, it was like, I think because everyone's going to go on about Schlupp and everything, I think we've got to remember Mitchell's only played about 4 or 5 league games, and he's been up against the best wingers, Traore, Son, and now he's up against Rashford, and come on.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic performance. But this is probably going to be the hardest question for you. Who was your man of the match if you had to pick one player that stood out the most for you?
I think it's a tough one. I think James McCarthy, centre mid. Come on, like he had a good game. Like, and what I like about McCarthy, he gets stuck in there. But I think it's Wilf, innit? You've got to look at Wilf. 2 goals. He took the courage as well. And the penalty was a bit dodgy, but he went up and he took the penalty as well. He showed captain leadership, and then United scored. He hit back. So I think Wilf.
Yeah,
but all the players played, to the T.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me, Chris. And yeah, hopefully we'll have you on next week.
Yeah, no worries, G. All right, take it easy. All the best, people.